Okay.
So, good morning to everybody. Hello to everybody. Thanks for morning to all of you. I hope you are well and safe. And this is Nicola Perullo speaking. I am a professor of philosophy aesthetics at University of Gastronomic Sciences, and I am also the director of this Master of Gastronomy, Creativity, Ecology and Education. This is a master that is pretty young in our offer. This year is currently the second year of the program, even if this year has been unfortunately a little bit difficult, but we are going to finish the program in December, and everything is going pretty well despite everything, despite all the difficulties that we have. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a different connection, because the connection that I have here is not the best. So I am switching into a different connection, and maybe I will leave for a few seconds the room. So if it happens, don't worry, I will be back in a second. Here I am. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, we can.
That's good. Thank you. Sorry for this. So, Master of Creativity, Ecology and Education. The reason for which we decided to offer also this course in our University of Pollenzo, it is because we wanted to give you also an opportunity for people, for students that are obviously interested in food and gastronomy in our sense, in our philosophy of Pollenzo, that means interdisciplinary conception of gastronomy, that means biodiversity, sustainability, attention to artisanal food, etc. But people that are also interested in creativity, arts, philosophy, and design. So this is the main target that we have. We have different master's program, as you know, and this is, I would say, the one dedicated to creative ones, the creative people, to people that, I repeat, like to work and to think with food, but in a more artistic and designing and creative way. This is one-year master program. Like all of our master program, it is designed as a 12 months program. And like all the other programs, we have a huge focus on experiences, on didactic activities that are not just based on frontal classic teaching and learning. This program is taught by different kind of experts. There are, of course, a lot of academics, first-range academics, professors, and scholars, but there are also chefs, food activists, artists, designers, professionals, and also other stakeholders. All of them have a strong passion in food studies and in philosophy and culture of food, and in ecology and creativity. What does it mean, creativity in gastronomy within an ecological framework? Because the three key words of the master are very easy to memorize, because they are the title: creativity, ecology, and education. So creativity in an ecological framework, in our opinion, means also to face with some of the most urgent problems of our contemporary world, of our contemporary debates. There are, of course, environmental issues that are related to food and gastronomy. There are social and political issues also related to food. Of course, food involves topics and issues that are related to healthy, to well-being, and to scientific side of it, let's say nutrition. And more in general, the creativity in the ecological framework, it means also to rethink, to try to reassess the relationship between knowledge and information. And this is the educational side of the story. Why I think that education is so important in this process, because education is the means, is the tool through which we can provide a different knowledge, a different quality of knowledge that is not just based on passive acquisition of information. So these are the main areas, I would say, the philosophical, conceptual keys that tries to give questions and also solutions to the problems that we can address through food, also through food in a creative way. These are general information that you can find also on the website, that you can go deep in also with the secretary office. The language of instruction, the language of the course is English. Our date to start is half of January 2021. We are not, as usual, very precise because of the COVID pandemic emergency. So we are supposing, if everything goes in a normal way, in the right direction, to start around 13th of January. If something new will occur, of course, we will have to change the date of beginning, and we will have to inform of the students that are interested in attending the master. Our master programs are all full-time programs. They have these features of being really full engagement year. So the attendance is mandatory, and we ask at least 70% of the full amount of hours of teaching to be attended. 90 credits is the amount of credits that you will get with this master, which means around 500 contact hours. And now I will show you how the hours are divided, how we have planned these 500 contact hours to be. This is the fees, the classic fees for our master program that included many things like the field trips, like all the materials, all the didactic activities, but with respect to the financial use to this kind of questions and needs about fees, about financial aids, I am not the right person to talk with. You will have to ask to the secretary office, to Dr. Ilaria Galvano. She's listening here and she will be happy to answer to you for these financial questions. So, what about the structure of the course? I have divided the program into two big areas. The first one, it is named Basics of Gastronomy. First part of the program, it means between the beginning, January, and the Easter break, which is around April. And the second part of the program that will occur between April, after the Easter break, at the end of the hours in class, at the end of July. The second part, as you see from the title, will be more about projecting, tastings, workshop, interactive activities. This does not mean that the first part will be only frontal and academic, but in the first part, I have designed to spend some time on the basics. So also we don't suppose that people that apply to this master are already expert in the field. This is why we provide a huge and quite intense set of courses of different disciplines, as we will see in a second, that we call Basics of Gastronomy. Done this, we can start with much more knowledge and awareness to taste, to create projects, to make workshop, and to make tastings and roundtables. In the third part of the structure, you find the 3 study trips. Study trips are our signature dish, I would say. Unfortunately, now the study trips are submitted to the restrictions that we have to respect due to the pandemic, disaster. So, as you see, the study trips will be in Italy and Europe, depending on the COVID-19 emergency restrictions. Classically, our study trips program, it is divided in 1 study trip in Italy, 1 study trip in Europe, and 1 study trip extra Europe. But in 2021, for this reason, we have decided to limited the study trips to Italy and Europe, and we hope to travel all around Europe in a normal and safe way. The study trips are all along the year. They are not in the last part. They start in the first months. The first one normally is about March, February, March, after 1 month or 2 months of the course, and then the second and the third later on. After the summer break, so at the end of July, you will finish the hours in class in the campus in Polenzo, and after the summer, the August break, you can start the internship or research project. We have a very efficient career center that will interview you during the year to know you better and to suggest you, to give you suggestion about places that fit better your expectations and your sensibilities. Because one of the main problems of the master program is that the background of the people is different, and also the aims of the people are different. So we try to be as much as possible artisanal to create tailor-made paths, tailor-made roads in order to satisfy at the best the need of the people. So people that want to make an internship in a big farm, people that want to make an internship in a small artisanal place, people that want to work in the field of communication, people that want to try different. So we have an office, and also this is also possible because it is a very small university. So we try to be really very much close to every single student and to know every single student well, in order to dialogue and to create the possibilities for also for a good position, for a good work after the master diploma. It's not mandatory to make an internship. There are few students that they don't want to make an internship after the classes. They prefer to make a personal research project. This is also possible. And at a certain time of the year, students will be asked what they want to do, if they want to go on internship or if they want to go to make a personal research project. Most of the people do the internship, of course, but I repeat, is not mandatory. And the internship lasts about 2 months, 2 months and a half, 3 months. It depends. It's very flexible. It's very variable. There are no fixed rules about an internship. And then in the end, in order to get a diploma, you will have to write a final report or a research thesis. There are two possibilities, depending on how much students want to be engaged in this final process. A final report is lighter, and of course it's easier, and is for people that don't have too much time to spend because maybe they have already a job or they have other commitments. And the research thesis is of course more engaging and challenging, and it requires more time. So let's give a quick look to the first part, what I named Basics of Gastronomy. Basics of Gastronomy, it is divided itself into 5 areas: humanities, science and nutrition, art and design, philosophy and education, diplomacy and politics. These are 5 areas. Each area is composed by the courses that you read on the slide. They are all short courses, which means that each course it is between 16 and 20 hours long. So they are really short but very intense. Food and history, food and sociology, food anthropology, food and cultural ecology for humanities, science and nutrition, dietetics and well-being, food psychology, food science. This is the third one is very peculiar of the master program of the creativity side, food and art history, food design and art, sustainability and food system design. And also the fourth area is very peculiar. Theory of education, philosophy, taste and creativity of perception, eating, parasitism, personhood. And then we have also a fifth very important area that is related to ecology and education, which is diplomacy and politics. It's gastrodiplomacy, food activism, cooking skill and education. So you see, it is a huge menu in this first part that gives the skills and abilities to enter into the second part. The second part occurring in the second part of the year between April and the summer. The second part is divided into 3 fields in its turn: creativity, ecology, and education, with respect to the keywords of the master. And you see some examples of the activities, of the lectures, of the seminars that are that have been taken into these parts. So creativity has to do with agroecology, practice with edible gardens, with chefs that talk about creative processes, or also they also show, because we can make some didactic dinners by these chefs, art and crafts workshop, food and drink writing, food photography, food publishing, etc. Because this is an open field in which each year there are new entries and new proposals. Ecology, some of the lectures, some of the courses: circular economy, ethics of vegetarian diet, sustainable thinking, socio-economic dimensions of food, and education. Foraging, a lot of tastings, for example, wine tasting, bread making and tasting, tea, coffee, cheese, spirits, chocolate, and as I told you, some dining experiences, and also food criticism, food journalism, etc. These are seminars and workshops that are even shorter than the first part courses. They normally take 12 hours each, because my aim, my goal, my desire is that each student, while on one hand attendance is mandatory, on the other hand, each student starts to deepen the fields in which she is more interested in. And to create this path of deepening the subjects, I will propose at a certain time of the year, when the second part has begun, so in this context of this workshop project and tastings, I will ask each student to join a group. There will be 3 groups: creativity groups, ecology group, and education group. So those of the class that are more interested in creativity will deepen some aspects of the creativity part. Those of you that are more interested in ecology will deepen more the ecology part, and the same for the education. What does it mean, deepen? It means to study more this part, of course, but also to propose to the class some ideas, some projects, some lecturers, some new seminars, something that can be proactively created by the class. So it is very important, in my view, not just that you are the learners and we are the teachers, but at a certain point it will be really proactive process in which the class propose things to the group and try to make the program evolving somehow. It's really a living program. It's really something that grows on itself. It's not everything pre-settled and prefixed. This is very important because it is a way to being creative, not just as in theory, to learn what is creativity, but make creativity in the educational process itself. And so these 3 groups will be devoted to create new spaces. At the end of this second part, so at the end of July, you will have to, each of you will have to create a final portfolio, which will be the self-representation of your year in this program, and it is supposed to be your business card, something that is useful for the author, for the word of the work, and it is supposed to be a presentation of yourself through 1 year. And each of you will make this kind of work in a very creative way, using different means. Can be written in words, can be just visual, can be a video. So different kind of media are possible. I already mentioned the study trips, and also the choice of the program of the study trips is designing according to your interests. So creativity, ecology, and education. So there is not just a matter of destination. It is also a matter of making programs that fit the main content of the master itself. So you may find the same destination of another master program, but the program itself can be slightly different, because as I told you, and I repeat, this is a program for people that have a specific interest in creativity and education in an ecological framework. Well, this is something that I already also mentioned, internship and thesis or final report. The deadlines for application is 30 September this year. The evaluation will be based on the curriculum, the motivational letters, and the information that you have been asked to give to the secretary office. And the requirements for admission are an undergraduate or first level degree, good English, written and spoken. We don't ask for certificate. We don't want to certificate English because we suppose that if people pay a lot of money to attend a master, it is evident that they have to understand English, otherwise it will be useless to attend an English master. And then there will be the evaluation of the dossier and the motivations. There are also sometimes students that ask to apply as auditors. It means that they don't have maybe the requirements, so they are not asking to give exams in order to get the diploma. So there are students that want to attend the masters without getting the diploma. They are auditors. If some of you is interested in this position as auditors, please ask to the secretary office about this. Okay, these are the basic information. This is the mail of the Secretariat, the Secretary Office. I am always available by email if some of you want to ask more, information about the programs, about the professors, you can find some more detailed information on the website. As I told you, I'm really proud of the panels of the scholars that teach in our programs, not just in this, but now I'm talking about this. But for those of you that want to know more about the content and about the academic profile, I will be happy to answer. If you want to write me an email, my name is Nicola Perullo, and my email, it's easy to find on the website of the university. And I write this also here in the chat, so you can read it. Okay, Ilaria, do you think that it is enough?
I think yes. If someone has some questions for me or for Professor Perullo, we will be glad to answer.
Yes. Yes, please.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Adriana. I'm from Colombia, and
Hello.
I have. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So my questions are: is there any list of documents I can get to know? I can't apply for the next year, but I would like to start getting all the papers and the documents I am going to need, and I didn't find a list of documents I need to apply to the university. So is there any list of documents so I can get ready these papers to apply?
Thank you. Ilaria, please.
Yes, the first step is to go on our website, which is unisg.it, unisg.it. First step, you will have to register to the website. So you will have to enter a username and create a password.
I did already. I did all that steps, but I didn't find I have to fill a form, but I didn't find a list of documents like say the diploma, translator, or what kind of.
Okay, if you go on the homepage of our website and then you go on the entry admissions, then you select Master of Gastronomy, Creativity, Ecology and Education. Then you will have a left panel, a left menu with the entry admissions. You have and you will
I lost you. Sorry.
you following me?
I'm sorry, I lost you.
There is
Ilaria non ti si sente bene, Ilaria.
Can you hear me?
Ogni tanto vai via, adesso si sente.
I'm sorry.
Adesso non si sente.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Sì,
No,
adesso sì.
Okay, there is an official announcement on the website. It's a PDF document, and there you can find all the information and all the documents you have to upload in order to complete your dossier. Is it called official announcement? It is online, it is on our website under the entry admissions.
Okay, thank you.
If you can't find it,
Ok.
okay. If you can't find
Grazie.
it, thank you.
C'è un'altra domanda, please. Anna Maria Garcia, please.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This is Ana Maria from Mexico, and I would like to know if you're going to have a similar event for your PhD program, because I'm currently studying a master's degree, so I'm not sure if I can go directly to the PhD program or would I have to study one of your masters first?
No. The name master in the Italian system is a little bit tricky. With this 1 year master program, you cannot have access to the PhD. But with a master from other countries, like for example, a master in North America, you can have access to the PhD. So all our master programs in the University of Pollenzo do not allow to make a PhD in the European system because they are just 90 credits, and to have a PhD you must have make a course of 120 credits. So we also yes, please. So
no. I was gonna ask, where can I find if the master I'm studying here in Mexico? It's a 2-year program. Fulfills the 120 credits.
You can write an email to the secretary office and see if your master that you are attending in Mexico is valuable for applying to a PhD. We have also a PhD. We will make probably the next edition next year. Is not official yet, and for those that are interested in a PhD at University of Pollenzo, official communication will start around December, January, if we will make a PhD in 2021. In this case, people that want to have some information about PhD, they write an email to the secretary office and they will give all the information about the value of the titles that someone has in order to make a PhD.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Please, Ava. Please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Thank you for the information. I have written some questions in the chat, so I can repeat them here. First is there any scholarship available? Second, if due to COVID in 2021 the admission to Italy won't be possible, how the learning will look like? And the third one, can you repeat a bit more about this auditor learning option?
Yeah, about the first question and the third question, I will leave the word to Ilaria. About the second one, we will provide and we will clearly state in the communication for people that want to apply to this 2021 master program that we are working to make all the activities in presence, in physical presence in Pollenzo. But if something will happen and the master has already started and we have to stop, or some countries have to close the borders so the people cannot travel, we will provide all the didactic activities online. Of course, with a change in the structure of the program, of course, with many difficulties, but we have this option. If the master has already started, we will continue the master until the end in different ways. If we will have to close and there will be another lockdown or something like this. So we have a plan B in the worst of the case. This year, in 2020, in March, we have interrupted the master's programs with the lockdown, and the master programs were supposed to finish in July. So we have interrupted in March, and we have resumed the programs in September, and they will end in December instead of July. And now the students are back in the campus and they are making all the activities that they were supposed to do in springtime. So we have made an extension of 3 months in order to finish in a physical way the program. We hope that this won't happen again in 2021. Ilaria, if you want to add something about 1 and 3, maybe also giving appointments with the Secretary Office in a different moment.
Yes, just very briefly about the scholarship. There is one total fee exemption that will give you also a place in the student housing and the lunch service. The requirements are mainly 3 to get your scholarship. The first one is being a citizen from a low-income country. The second one is having a level of English of at least C1. And the third one is being admitted to the master program with a score of 80 out of 100. You can have, if you want to have more information about the scholarships, I suggest you to write an email to the email address you can see on the slide, so segreteria@unisc.it.
Thank you.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. But maybe just clarification. You mean the exemption is for accommodation and lunch, or is it also for tuition fee?
Yes, of course. Of course, it's also for the fee, the tuition. So
Okay.
you will have a total exemption of 16,500 euro.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, please, Ava.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi,
Please.
I had a question about the application. I saw that it says you need a motivational letter and a motivational test, and I was able to find and complete the motivational test, but the only link for the guidelines for a motivational letter was for the agroecology master's program, and so I wasn't sure if there was somewhere to look for that or if I wasn't seeing the right place.
Yes, Ilaria, please.
Yes, actually, the motivational letter is free. I mean, you can freely write the motivational letter. There is any models for that, so you can freely write the motivational letter.
Okay, and are there any guidelines or restrictions at all? Should that be 1 page, 2 page? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, not too long. I think 1 page or, long enough to be evaluated by the convener, but not too long.
Okay.
Ilaria, hai una connessione pessima, non si sente quasi niente.
Ah, scusi, ho già cercato di cambiare posto, ma sorry if you can't hear me very well. I'm very sorry. I'm trying to change my place to see if the connection will be better.
Okay. Okay, there are no more questions, I suppose. But please, Ava again.
Sorry,
Please.
I want to just clarify one last thing. Is there also a place to submit like a creative portfolio for the program, or should that be included with the curriculum vitae? I wasn't sure if that was something that was.
You can add your creative portfolio, of course, together with the motivational letter, or together. You can upload all the documents that you want. When you make the application, you can upload certificates, motivational letters, reference letters. Well, of course, reference letters are not mandatory. People sometimes include them, or also language certificates are not mandatory, but people can upload them, can include them. And so if you have a curriculum or a creative and a creative portfolio as well, you can upload this, and it will be, it's not mandatory, but it will be seen, it will be read. So please, you can do it. You can upload all the documents that you want.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you very much to all of you. I hope to meet you again in the future in Pollenzo, some of you. And I repeat my invitation to write me if you have concerns or inquiries about the content of the program, or to write to the Secretary Office and to Ilaria for all the organization process, financial issues, and application process. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Be well. Ciao.
Thank you, Professor. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye.